Hello, devoted fans of Days of Our Lives. Welcome back to the TV Days Drama Digest channel, where we dive deep into the heart-pounding, tear-jerking, and jaw-dropping twists that keep us glued to our screens. Today, we're unraveling a storyline so tangled with lies, betrayal, and hidden truths that it could only belong in the chaotic, emotional world of Salem. Buckle up, because we're about to explore the explosive possibility of Sloan Peterson's return and her potential to bring down the house of cards built by Sophia and Melinda. Will she expose their carefully guarded secrets, or will she wield them as a weapon to reclaim her place in this drama-filled town? Let's dive into the saga, dissect the motives, and speculate on what's next for Days of Our Lives. A history of deceptions. Sloan and Melinda's tangled past. To understand the stakes of Sloan's potential return, we need to revisit the dark and twisted history she shares with Melinda Trask. For those who've been with us through every heart-wrenching episode, you'll recall the gut punch of a storyline where Sloan and Melinda orchestrated a scheme so heinous it left Salem reeling. It all began when Nicole Walker and Eric Brady faced the unimaginable tragedy of believing their newborn son had died. The grief was palpable, the loss devastating, and the town mourned alongside them. But behind closed doors, a sinister plot was unfolding. Melinda, ever the cunning manipulator, saw an opportunity to wield her legal prowess for nefarious purposes. She teamed up with Sloan, a woman whose ambition and desperation often blurred the lines between right and wrong. Together, they forged adoption documents, passing off Nicole and Eric's child as someone else's. The audacity of their plan was staggering, stealing a child from grieving parents and weaving a web of lies so intricate it seemed foolproof. For a time, it was. The residents of Salem were none the wiser, and Sloan played her part with chilling precision, presenting herself as the grieving mother's confidant while secretly orchestrating the deception. But lies in Salem have a way of unraveling, and this one was no exception. Sloan, perhaps driven by a flicker of guilt or a desire to save her own skin, turned on Melinda. In a dramatic confrontation that had viewers on the edge of their seats, Sloan exposed the fake adoption scheme, blowing the lid off their carefully constructed facade. The fallout was catastrophic. Nicole and Eric were reunited with their child, but the emotional scars of believing their son was dead lingered. Melinda, ever the slippery eel, narrowly escaped jail time, thanks to her connections with the powerful E.J. DiMera. However, her law license was revoked, a blow to her pride and her livelihood. Sloan, meanwhile, fled Salem before the full weight of justice could catch up with her, leaving behind a trail of broken trust and shattered lives. This history sets the stage for the current drama, where Melinda is once again entangled in a web of deceit, this time with Sophia. Could Sloan's return be the spark that ignites another explosive chapter in this saga? Let's explore the new scheme and what it means for the residents of Salem. Sophia's secret and Melinda's sympathy fast forward to the present, and Melinda Trask is back to her old tricks, this time with a new accomplice, Sophia. The young woman's story is one of heartbreak and secrecy, echoing Melinda's own past in ways that have drawn the two together in a dangerous alliance. Sophia, a minor, found herself pregnant and overwhelmed by fear and shame. Unable to face the judgment of Salem's tight-knit community, she turned to Melinda, whose own history as a pregnant teenager gave her a unique perspective. Melinda's empathy for Sophia wasn't just professional, it was personal. Years ago, Melinda had faced a similar crossroads, hiding her pregnancy and grappling with the weight of her choices. That shared pain forged a bond between the two, but it also led them down a treacherous path. To protect Sophia, Melinda agreed to orchestrate another adoption scam. Using her legal expertise, she crafted a set of fake adoption papers, convincing the world that Sophia's child was being adopted by a loving family in Chicago. The plan was meticulous. Every detail, from forged signatures to fabricated agency records, was designed to withstand scrutiny. For Sophia, it was a lifeline, a way to move forward without the burden of her secret. For Melinda, it was a chance to wield her influence and perhaps redeem her past mistakes by helping another young woman in crisis. But in Salem, no good deed or bad one goes unpunished. The parallels to the earlier scandal with Sloan are striking. Once again, Melinda is playing with fire, betting that her lies will hold up under pressure. But the stakes are higher now. Sophia's secret is a ticking time bomb, and the truth could devastate not only her but also those around her. The question is, who will light the fuse? The return of Sloan, a catalyst for chaos, enters Sloan Peterson, the wild card in this already volatile mix. Rumors are swirling that Sloan might be poised to make a dramatic return to Salem, and if she does, the consequences could be earth-shattering. Sloan is no stranger to secrets. She's built her life on them. But she's also a woman who knows the cost of betrayal, having been both the betrayer and the betrayed. If Sloan discovers Sophia and Melinda's scheme, what will she do with that knowledge? Will she expose it, seeking redemption for her past sins? Or will she use it as leverage, blackmailing Melinda to claw her way back into Salem's power structure? Let's consider the possibilities. If Sloan chooses to expose the truth, it would be a seismic event in Salem. Imagine the scene. A crowded Horton Town Square, the air thick with tension as Sloan steps forward, her voice cutting through the chatter like a knife. She reveals Sophia's secret to the world, laying bare Melinda's role in the deception. The fallout would be immediate and brutal. Sophia, already vulnerable, would face the judgment of a town that thrives on gossip. Melinda's carefully rebuilt reputation would crumble, and this time, even EJ's influence might not be enough to save her. Families would be torn apart, friendships shattered, and the ripple effects would touch every corner of Salem. But Sloan's motives are never straightforward. She's a master manipulator, and the prospect of blackmail is just as likely. Picture her confronting Melinda in a dimly lit office, the adoption papers spread out on the desk like evidence in a courtroom. "You thought you could outrun your past," Sloan might say, her tone dripping with menace. "But I know everything, Melinda. And I'll keep your secret for a price." The price could be anything: money, power, or even a chance to exact revenge on those who drove her out of Salem. Sloan's return would not just be a plot twist, it would be a full-blown crisis, forcing every character to confront their own secrets and alliances. The emotional stakes. Why this story resonates. What makes this storyline so compelling is its emotional depth. Days of Our Lives has always excelled at blending high-stakes drama with raw human emotion, and this plot is no exception. Sophia's fear of judgment as a young mother-to-be is a universal struggle, one that resonates with anyone who's ever felt trapped by their circumstances. Melinda's decision to help her, while morally questionable, is rooted in a genuine desire to protect someone she sees as a younger version of herself. It's a reminder that even the villains in Salem are complex, driven by their own pain and regrets. Sloan, too, is more than just a schemer. Her potential return carries the weight of her past mistakes. She's a woman who's lost everything: her reputation, her relationships, her place in the world. If she comes back, will it be with a desire to make amends, or will she double down on her ruthless ambition? The uncertainty is what keeps us hooked. Every character in this story is flawed, their choices shaped by a mix of love, fear, and desperation. It's a microcosm of Salem itself, a town where no one is truly innocent, and every secret has a price. The bigger picture, Salem's web of lies. The storyline doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's part of the larger tapestry of Days of Our Lives, where every plot twist is connected to a dozen others. Sophia and Melinda's scheme could implicate other characters, from EJ, who's always lurking in the shadows, to Nicole and Eric, whose own history with adoption scams makes them unlikely allies or fierce adversaries. Then there's the question of Sophia's child's father. Who is he, and what will happen when he learns the truth? The possibilities are endless, and that's what makes this show so addictive. If Sloan returns, her actions could set off a chain reaction. Imagine EJ being forced to choose between protecting Melinda and saving his own skin. Picture Nicole confronting Sophia, her own pain resurfacing as she learns of another child caught in a web of lies. The drama could even pull in characters like Brady Black or Chad DiMera, whose own storylines often intersect with Salem's darker secrets. The beauty of Days of Our Lives is its ability to weave these threads together, creating a narrative that's both intimate and sprawling. What's next for Sloan and Salem? So, will Sloan return to Days of Our Lives? The signs are there. Whispers on social media and cryptic comments from the show's writers suggest that her comeback is not just possible but imminent. If she does return, the question isn't just what she'll do but how she'll do it. Will she storm into Salem with a public accusation, or will she work in the shadows, pulling strings until the moment is right? And what about Sophia and Melinda? Will they see her coming, or will they be blindsided by her betrayal? As fans, we can only speculate, but that's half the fun. Join us on the TV Days Drama Digest channel as we continue to dissect every twist and turn. Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Sloan will expose Sophia and Melinda, or will she use their secret to her advantage? How will Salem recover from another scandal? And most importantly, what do you want to see happen next? We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.